Hello everyone, Bitcoin is currently trading at 84,440 US dollar. We will look into possible scenarios for Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to support me and my content, leave a like and a comment with at least 7 words to help boost the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date. I have a separate video analyzing several altcoins on my channel if you are interested in that kind of analysis. Before we get to Bitcoin, I want to show you that TradingView has a competition at the moment where we have 250k paper money and we just trade. I also signed up for it. Currently 0% and 0% volume. I can show you that here. I just activated it. That's for the paper money. I'm going to try it. Meanwhile, while I'm trading, I just try to do the trading competition as well, so you can see my stats there. So let's get to Bitcoin. What did we say about Bitcoin? We have said, okay, we broke out of the falling wedge, which is a bullish chart pattern, and the target of it would be the 86,850 US dollar. But the first target was here, and I think we are getting up even more since we even broke out another resistance. Yeah, we can count this one as support, and now probably getting into those liquidity gaps, the fair value gaps. So once we break the 84,722 US dollar, I would increase my position size for Bitcoin because before we have said, okay, that liquidity gap here is our take profit. But if we break the green trend line to the upside, then I would increase my position size. Now the green trend line is lower than the fair value gap. So I think that is going to happen. So I'm not taking profits for Bitcoin anymore. That's why daily updates are important. So what I also want to show you are 3 different types of getting into the trade after a breakout. Yeah, let's go into the 15 minutes chart. So what can we say here is the first option would be getting into a trade right after the candle closed over the trend line. The second one would be the retest. And the third one would be the follow through, means we get higher than the old high and join here the trade. Yeah, 3 different types. What I saw so far is option 2 is the best one. Yeah, but we also use option 1. Option 1 is once we get a candle close over a trend line, then we can go in. When will I do it? Well, we are basically human and we have to sleep 8 hours a day, usually. Yeah. If I see a breakout or a candle close before I'm going to sleep, then I'm not going to wait for the retest because the retest can happen several hours later. So I'm going into that trade with option 1 right after I see a candle close over a trend line. But if I'm awake and I see a breakout and I see, okay, we already had done this movement, then I'm not going to enter the trade here. Then I'm most likely going to wait for the retest, and we are seeing retest very often. I can show you that in the altcoin update with more coins. And then here would be my entry. So I would even get a better entry than if I had used option 1. The third one is waiting for the follow through right here. And then try to get the push to the upside. So the first option is very risky because it can just be a fake out. Yeah, we can break out and after that sell off. The second option, yeah, it might happen the same, but it's I think it has the best risk to reward ratio, because if we see we get support here, then we can set our stop loss tight lower than it, for example here, or even lower than those lows, and then we will be in the market. And if we get back into that chart pattern like this, then we would get stopped out and we tried our chance. The third option is usually the most safest option, but also we have to keep in mind it's an verification that the chart pattern is ongoing and that everything went well. But also we have, let's say, not so much upside potential, because if we take the trade here and let's assume we go into the, let's say 87,000, then we would get 6%. If we have used to wait for the follow through, then we would just get 4%. But also, as you can see, if we get the follow through, it doesn't mean that we are going in one line up. Yeah, we can still get a retracement, another support level, where we have built, for example, a higher low. That's a higher low than this one. And this one is a higher low than this one. Yeah, so it's a bullish structure, but still we would get 1.25% in losses, yeah, for a short term. Here also, we got the dip, but it's still a higher low than this one. So it's still going good. But what if everything breaks to the downside? Then you have to close the trade with, if you go into the follow through, with at least, yeah, let's say 1.8%, 1.7%, or if you give more space to the trade, up to 2%. But if I go in with the retest, for example here, and everything goes wrong, then I can go out with 0.2% in losses, or I put my stop order right at break even. Yeah, I wanted to show you that this is possible. So now we have seen a breakout. I'm going to wait a bit longer for the 1 hour candle. It's going to close in 45 minutes. Sorry for that. If we get a candle close over it, then I have to check it. Is the candle close going to get here, for example, because for some reason we get a push, then I'm not going to enter the trade. Then I'm going to wait for the retest. But if we are going to close near to the breakout point, then I'm in for a long trade. I would increase my position size there. So I think it looks very good. And we can target the area between 86,300 US dollar up to 87,100 US dollar. I think it's going to be quick because we have fair value gaps over us and the whole structure looks impulsive to me. Yeah, so far it looks good. I would just look for the 82,170 US dollar. If they break to the downside, if we get a 1 hour candle close lower than that, then it's a good indication that Bitcoin is going to get short, but I'm not going to short anymore, because if we go into the 4 hour chart, then we can see that we even came from far up. Now let's use the 8 hour chart. Yeah, so this whole structure is already a lot. And I don't think that we are going to do the same here into 50K or something. I think it's not going to happen. So basically, I think we don't have much more downside potential. Yeah, the maximum I think is going to get 74,000, maybe down to 69,000. So I think I have talked good about Bitcoin. How about Ethereum? We have to switch into the 1 hour chart. So Ethereum looks very good. We have said it's long once we break over the 1,850 US dollar. I used option 2 again, means let me take out the price tag. Option 2 was we got a breakout and we wait for the retest. Here we got the retest. And here was the long order. Right here. Into the area 1,900 US dollar, 1,917 US dollar. So take profit was hit. Close 50% of my position. Now I have to wait. If we break the 1,917 US dollar to the upside, which I don't think will happen now because this move looks strong. Even that is going to get corrected. And after that, I think then we can actually head to 1,970 US dollar up to $1,980. Might be possible that we get a wick like this here. just here to take more of the fair value gap, but I'm not going to chase it. I don't want to get too greedy. So far, the move was very nice. So basically already 3.7%, 3% in profits. It looks good to me. I would wait for the $1,917 breaking to the upside if I don't have a position right now. If I have one, I would increase my position size. That's what I'm going to do. But if we are going to break it out to a later point, we have a huge falling wedge coming from the upside. If we break that to the upside later, then we can get even a better entry for Ethereum. So also here I would look now that the $1,850 aren't breaking to the downside. If we do, then we can go back into those lows. And it might be even possible that we are going to fish the fair value gap here. But like I said, we have to break the $1,850 to the downside. Yeah, I will make that trend line red now. So, thank you for watching. If I gave you valuable information, I would appreciate if you click the like button, and if you are interested in daily updates, feel free to subscribe me. Have a nice day with huge gains. See you.